person-centered planning, and informed choice. Click Start when you are ready to begin. Person-centered planning discovers a person's unique strengths, interests, abilities, preferences, experiences, available resources, support strategies, and desired goals. In Ohio, every working-age person with a developmental disability has a person-centered plan that identifies their desired employment outcome and their place on the path to community employment. A person's team has a valued role in promoting informed choice by providing information about the benefits of community employment in an understandable format, as well as the many different options that are available to support people to make progress along their path to community employment. Interest and informed choice about community employment transpire from exposure and personal experiences. Supporting and linking people to real-life experiences through an informed decision-making process is critical. Teams must observe and listen to the person when discussing information about working. The use of person-centered planning communication tools, open-ended discussions, and observation of body language helps determine how to respond and dig deeper about employment. People use a variety of methods to communicate, including spoken language, body language, behaviors, and facial expressions. SSAs facilitate conversations using an open mind and being intentional with the questions they ask. Closed-ended questions, such as, "Do you want to work?" only provide a surface-level response, typically a yes or no response. Open-ended questions typically start with what, why, how, tell me about, describe, and tell me more. Open-ended questions lead to a richer conversation that includes the details that uncover a person's thoughts and feelings about employment. It is essential that information is shared about the incentives of working in the community. There are many reasons why people work, including increasing income to afford new things or to reach a goal, new relationships, independence, learning new skills, and creating a routine. For many, work is not the desired outcome, but instead a means to an end. Finding a person's motivation and using it to guide conversations helps to get to the purpose of work for a person. Work. Common concerns. It is common for people to feel uncertain when stepping out of their comfort zone and exploring the world of work. Concerns or objections raised by a person or other team members should not be ignored or used as a reason to not continue discussing and exploring employment. SSAs can help to identify issues to be addressed and resolved. Let's take a look at some common concerns and how to address them. Concerned about leaving or losing friends at the day program. Some people choose to work part-time and might still enjoy participating in community-based services on their days off. Explore opportunities for new interactions with current friends outside of the day program. Discuss that new friends can also be made, as friendships develop over time when people have many chances for meaningful interactions with others. Share that most people say they met their friends through work, school, church, other friends, a club, or a shared interest. Concerned about losing benefits. Explain that work and benefits often go together. There are many ways to maintain benefits and work. Share resources, such as Disability Benefits 101, and connect the person with a certified benefits planner, work incentives planning, and assistance. You can find a link to Disability Benefits 101 in the resources section of the homepage of this course in DoDD My Learning. Family or other team members do not think the person should work. Facilitate discussions to identify and address the specific concerns and explore potential solutions or next steps. Offer to connect them to others who have overcome similar concerns. Start the discussion with the person's strengths, interests, and preferences. Encourage small steps that promote independence and self-determination. Stay positive and ensure that the person's voice is heard and that they remain at the center of the planning process. The person had a bad experience with work in the past. Discuss how all of us typically try many different jobs before finding a good match. Identify what worked and what did not work about the previous job, and explore how those areas can be addressed through a job better matched to their strengths, interests, or with supports. Discuss opportunities to experience new work situations to build confidence, such as career exploration, volunteering, or community-based job trials. The conditions for success are different for each person and may require some trial and error to identify the appropriate job match and supports. Teams need to be solution-oriented and continue to check on progress and update next steps accordingly as information is discovered. One approach to ensuring informed choice is to connect those who are interested in work with people who are employed to share their story, including the challenges and fears that they overcame. This can be especially powerful for family members. Again, exposure and experience drive awareness of options and informed choice. If a person does not have a variety of recent community employment experiences, assume that the person does not have enough information to make an informed choice. Facilitating a variety of exposure and exploration activities that are tailored to the person's interests, skills, and preferences is essential. There are many ways in which a person can explore community employment in a variety of settings, including informational interviews, internships, career discovery, job shadowing, career exploration, and community-based assessments. If a person chooses not to explore work, the team should take steps to address fears and concerns and help the person discover and explore their interests and preferences. Utilize the experiences people have and the information gathered to develop action plans to clearly identify the next steps and keep people on track. If there is hesitation, support the person to take small steps that enhance self-determination, community membership, and independence. The person should know that they can change their mind and take steps towards working in the community at any time. Teams need to be adaptable to change directions and supports as people learn about themselves and change their minds. Let's take a look at a discussion between Bianca, her direct support staff, Cheryl, her employment service staff, Lauren, and her SSA, Jason. Bianca received group employment services learning custodial skills at an office for a year. She learned a lot about using cleaning chemicals and tools. She let her SSA Jason know that she does not really like cleaning, but is not sure what type of job she would want to do. Jason connected her with an employment specialist, Lauren, for career discovery. Lauren got to know Bianca through meeting with her and the people who know her well, visiting her at home, and going out around town together so they could identify Bianca's preferences, interests, support needs, and skills for employment success. The Discovery Report identified beauty services as a top employment theme. Other themes were food service and nature. The team decided that it would be helpful for Bianca to visit some salons to explore her interest in beauty services through career exploration.
Bianca, could you tell us about your visits to the hair salon with Lauren?
It was good.
Bianca, you told me you didn't like the hair salon.
It was kind of boring.
We had a list of several hair salons and a few spas, but we were only able to visit one salon that is across town. They were busy that day, so we were only able to watch from the waiting room.
What should Jason do next? Correct. It is important that Bianca has the opportunity to experience a variety of options in order to base her decisions. Click the next button to continue. Let's see what happens next.
It sounds like there are several other salons and spas that you could go visit. Bianca, are there other salons and spas that are on your list that stuck out?
The fancy spa looked cool.
Great. So, what can we do to make sure that you are able to visit and spend time learning about the different jobs in salons and spas?
We ran out of time because Bianca and I were both only available the one day. My schedule is open for next week. We could look at the calendar and pick days that will work for both of us. I also know the manager at that fancy spa, so I'll call her to get time scheduled.
Okay.
That would work great. Bianca, you go to the gym on Saturday mornings, but are you free the rest of the week?
I am going to lunch with my friend on Wednesday.
We have talked about your interest in beauty a lot, but you also mentioned you like cooking and baking at home. What is your favorite thing about cooking and baking?
I do like to measure stuff and use the mixer.
There are lots of jobs that you can measure and mix things in a kitchen. There's the donut shop, bakery at the grocery store, dietary department at a nursing home, and restaurants. A few of the hair salons on our list have a job that mixes hair dye, cleans equipment, and keeps stations and supply rooms stocked. We can add a few of these other places to our list to visit as well.
My cousin works at that bakery downtown.
It is far away, but we could call her and ask if we can visit and see what she does there.
Great. We can schedule a time for us to talk again in about 3 weeks to see how the visits went and make a plan for the next steps.
Let's review the strategies Jason used to ensure Bianca was making an informed choice. Advocated. Jason recognized that Bianca did not have the opportunity to experience a variety of settings and job types to make an informed choice and spoke up. Asked questions. Jason used open-ended questions to engage the team and dig deeper. The result of the discussion was the team developing a plan for Bianca to have additional experiences. Since Jason knows Bianca, he was able to use his knowledge about her interest in baking and cooking to facilitate a broader range of experiences for Bianca to explore. Identify next steps and follow-up. It is Jason's role to educate, advocate, and monitor progress. He made it clear that the team would be touching base in 3 weeks to talk about progress and identify the next steps. Teams promote informed choice for people to discover the benefits of a job and help identify a path to fulfilling work in the community. To review, there are several steps to ensuring informed choice. 1. Share information about the benefits of community employment and the many reasons why people work. 2. Encourage and facilitate experiences in a variety of employment settings and different job types based on the person's interests, skills, and preferences. 3. Success stories and connecting people with peers who are working in the community. 4. Address the fears and concerns voiced by the person or others on the team. The team's role is to identify the barriers and develop a plan to address them. 5. Informed choice is an ongoing process. A decision not to work in the community should be the start of a continuing conversation. Support the team to identify small steps that are low risk that help the person explore the possibilities of employment. As you have learned, SSAs have a significant role in facilitating discussion and support to help people learn about and make informed decisions regarding community employment. Every person has varying skills and support needs. It is important to recognize and examine personal bias as a case manager and acknowledge the value of employment for all people. Your belief that a person can be successful in community employment can make a difference in whether or not they achieve their goals. It is essential to remain positive and support every person to understand what is possible by focusing on their specific strengths, interests, and needs. Asking the appropriate questions can help guide the person and team to uncover information and options to choose from. It is important to meet people where they are, listen to what is being said, and continue to ask questions that encourage the development of a plan that promotes movement along the person's unique path toward community employment. Regardless of where someone is on their path to community employment, the person-centered planning team needs to identify supports that result in movement toward their goals. To support movement forward on an employment journey, the person and team should first identify where they are on the path to community employment. Using open-ended conversations can help pull out information about the knowledge, feelings, and experiences the person has to identify an employment outcome and steps to work toward it. SSAs help people understand their options and discover ways to contribute, connect, and participate meaningfully in their communities. The goal is to help the person discover and explore employment as an option that can benefit their life as a whole. There will be times that people are not interested in work. If this is the case for someone you're working with, help identify why they are not interested in employment. Once the reasons are known, gear conversation toward interests and address concerns or fears. People may not be interested in job seeking right now and may want to work on some skills, engage in self-advocacy groups, learn about what's out there in the workforce, or get some experience.